Right, okay guys, this is a BMW door card and we have some colour loss all the way along the top here and here, typical wear, driving like this. So we're going to show you today how to recolour and restore this door card on this BMW. This is one of our help tips videos, so hopefully you'll find it very helpful to you to assist with any leather repairs you'll need to do on a door card. So it doesn't matter that this is a BMW, it can be any vehicle. It's the same process. So first of all, we're going to use the leather prep. We've masked up to save time because that can take some time. But we're going to use the leather prep first of all. So just spray a little bit into your red applicator pad and just gently wipe that over the surface. And you can see there the colour loss now because obviously the fluid is showing that up quite well. And you can see we're taking some of the paint off, so that's exactly what we need to do. So we need to prep that surface to give it a nice key. You don't have to take all the paint off. The whole idea of this is just to prep the surface to give us a bit of a key so that we can apply the new paint onto the surface. We're not going to take much of the paint off on this top here. We're just going to break the surface, break the lacquer off so that we know there's a little bit of paint coming off, and that is good enough for the bond. And we're going to be blending this in across here as well. So that is the main purpose of what we're going to be doing today. But the whole idea of this is just to give you a nice helpful tipped video of how to restore an armrest on a car. We just got to make sure that we've got some colour coming off on this all the way around so that when we recolour it'll be fine. We've done all the seats on this vehicle already and we're just now on to the next stages, which is the actual door card. But I've got to make sure that the colour is coming off here before that we can apply new colour, which it is. So we know we've got the lacquer off. The lacquer's completely broken. We're now down to the painted surface, and we know that we've got a really nice base to recolour this door card, so it's perfect for what we need it to be. So that's the prep stage done. It's very, very quick. We've got enough paint coming off, so it's absolutely perfectly fine. We can now give that a bit of a dry with a hairdryer. Next stage, we're going to clean that down with the alcohol cleaner. So we just used the prep on there, which is LRC 15. So now we're going to use the alcohol cleaner, which is LRC 3, and we're going to wipe that over the surface to make sure that it's free of dirt and grime and dust, ready for us to be applying the new paint on this armrest. It'll take off a little bit more paint at this stage, but this is just to make sure it's free of everything that's like silicones and waxes and things, so and body oils and stuff, especially with this wear here. We've got to make sure that all the body oils have been removed from like maybe sweating from arms and things if you've had t-shirts on with with driving the vehicle. So give it a good wipe over and that'll degrease all those areas down nicely. With it being an alcohol cleaner, it'll evaporate very, very quickly, so you don't need to worry about that. The leather prep is actually a water-based solution, so it's very eco-friendly and environmentally friendly. So give that another quick dry. This typical wear and tear that you get on a car, a lot of people mistake this for a stain because if they don't obviously understand or know about leather, this can be very, very easily mistaken for a stain because it can dry out and look like it's still this sort of ivory colour. So I mean, this is the BMW Boston Pearl Grey. We've obviously pre-made that, which we've done on the seats and the centre armrest, but it can look like a stain. So what you've got to remember is to test that once you've cleaned it, or if you clean the surface. And there's a little sort of top tip for you. If you clean the surface And as you can see, this is going darker where we've just put some more alcohol cleaner on there. You can see that's gone darker on the surface. If it does that, you know that it's actually colour loss. So that's just a little bit of a top tip, that you know you've got colour loss if it does that. It is not a stain. Some people get confused and think, well, when I'm cleaning, the stain appears, but when it's dry, it disappears. That is what it is, it's colour loss. So it means there's no colour on the surface of your leather, and you need to recolour that and reseal it. Give that a quick dry again. So the next stage that we're going to go on to is we're going to apply some colour. This is what we call the base colour, base coat. It's exactly the same colour that we're going to spray on with the airbrush that we've already got here in the airbrush ready to spray the colour on. But I'm just going to wipe some colour in first of all to get that wiped into the surface. And it's basically acting like a primer coat, and that's just going to wipe that in, and it's going to sort of give us our initial coat over. We're going to stipple a coat of that on as well. We're just going to wipe that over the surface and get it all nicely wiped into the leather, so it's got a nice even colour before we start spraying. It's always advised to get the colour wiped on first before you actually apply the colour by spray or by sponge. Again, if you're going to stipple the colour on, just get this first coat wiped in and treat it as like a primer. And the whole idea of that is to seal the leather back up, give it a bit of colouring. And the thing is, if you're going to wipe the colour in and then stipple on, you're going to actually use less colour. So your paint is going to feel more realistic, like it did when it left the tannery, rather than some sort of products that you can get and paints where they put it on so thick because the pigments inside are very, very weak pigment concentration, and it means you've got to apply more paint. This then gives you a plastic feel and look, which is where some people get this misconception that, oh, I don't want my leather to look plasticky like some products do. That's the beauty of these products. You're not going to get that plastic look and feel because the pigment concentration is so intense. You know, 1 or 2 coats and that's all you need to cover this up. As you can clearly see as we're going along, it's, you know, we've wiped a very, very thin coating in there, and then the second coat that's going on is virtually covering the damage that's on the surface of this armrest. So just carry on stippling that over, and then we can get a coat stippled up the top here as well, and then we can spray. Dries very, very quick as well, which is, you know, unique to our product range. Very, very, very quick drying products. And the beauty with it is you're going to get a very realistic look to your leather, unlike some products where you're going to get like a very, very false sort of look to them. If you do get any areas where you get a little bit too much paint going in, into like a crease line or something like that, you can use a toothpick just to run along there and to remove that off the surface. We've got a little bit just in here, and we're just going to run a toothpick along there, and that's back to normal again. So that's looking absolutely perfectly fine. So we're going to give that a quick dry over with the hairdryer. As you can see, it's fully dry already, so that's pretty good. It's already looking quite remarkable, the transformation already, from what the colour loss was shown there. So it's looking pretty good again. So I mean, we're not far off. So now we're going to apply the paint by spray, and we're just going to get a coating applied on there. We'll probably put on a couple of coatings just to finish that off. I'm going to give that a dry now. We've got that single coat on there. As you can see, that's dry again now, so that's absolutely fantastic. Let's add one coat on there. We're going to apply a second coat, and then we're going to be ready for the lacquer coat to go on there. And that's the second and final coat on there. I'm just going to leave that for a couple of seconds to dry on its own, naturally. We will give it a bit of a dry with the hairdryer anyway. letting it rest for a little bit, and then we can give it a dry with the hairdryer as well. Let it settle naturally. One thing you don't want to do as another top tip is use a heat gun to dry your paint, because it dries the paint far too quickly, shortening the lifespan of the paint considerably. So you just got to be careful that you don't go doing that. That's one thing you don't want to go doing. We'll give it a quick dry with the hairdryer, and then we're going to spray the lacquer on. So that's all dried, and now we're going to spray on the lacquer. That's got one coat on there. Starting to feel absolutely fantastic, so it's really, really nice, really good. So spray on your second coating. You can put on 2 to 3 coats if you wish. Very, very difficult to see this coming out onto a clear surface. Just got to make sure you start in a certain location and then just follow that location around, going, keeping track of where you've gone for spraying. Dry that again. Give that a third coating. And that is how you paint a door card. If you happen to have any little rough areas in here, you can give it a very light sand over with a 1200 wet and dry paper. Obviously use it dry, just lightly sand it over, and then put a fourth coat and a lacquer on there, and you'll have a job done. So that is our helpful top tip guide video for how to recolour a door card on a vehicle. Thank you very much, guys. Anything you need to know about anything to do with leather, give us a shout. We have DIY kits to enable you to do this on our website with full instructions and obviously videos like this along the way to help guide you through. With everything, head on over to the website, leatherrepaircompany.com. Any technical help you need, we have a technical department on hand to help you. You can email those guys at help@leatherrepaircompany.com. Thanks very much for watching, and do us a favour and subscribe to our channel and like our video and share. Thank you very much.